to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is Transformers 7, Transformers Rise of the Beasts arrives today, guys. Are you excited? Are you going to go out to see it? I'm hyped. I really am, actually, to tell you the truth. I'm going to go see it tomorrow. I can't go see it today due to prior obligations, but I will see it opening weekend, and I pay attention to the channel for my straight out of the theater reaction that'll be posted as quickly as I can get it up there, guys. As you can see, we're a live news show for movie fans where we talk about all the trending movie news headlines. Today's show, Friday's show, is a little bit more raw. We don't have our topics bar to go on, but we'll go through some of the big headlines that will be listed in the description. As you can see, we're 11 a.m. there. And there are all my other social media handles. So we got some really juicy topics to talk about today. We got Indiana Jones 5 tracking not so well, guys. And the budget for Indy 5 is apparently way up there. It's a common problem these days where the budget for these big blockbusters are like over 200 million plus, and I don't like studios are starting to get bit now with these inflated budgets because they're just not recouping the box office revenues. And let's see what else is going on. Superman castings, rumors out there. Next week, there's going to be a bunch of people coming in for James Gunn, Jennifer Lawrence. Headlines. Secret Invasion apparently debuted like 5 minutes online or something like that. That's a MCU series that we will be doing full live watch-alongs here on the channel, Mirror Domains for sure, when that comes in. But let's start off today's show by talking about James Gunn and his new Superman Legacy project and the in-person screen tests that are on the horizon as Warner Bros. And James Gunn get closer to finding Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Yeah, it's been out for a couple of weeks now that they've been dwindling the list down to a couple of candidates, and this article up on Deadline sucks. This doesn't show their pictures or anything like that. It just tells their names. So Father's Day weekend or the Monday or Tuesday after, Nicholas Hoult, David Corenswet, and Tom Brittney. Now, I didn't know Tom Brittney's name was in it. There was that other guy from the that soap opera show, Bold and Beautiful or whatever. And that's not him. We're expected to test for Clark Kent, and then Emma Mackey, Rachel Brosnahan, and Phoebe Dynevor were testing for Lois Lane. Now, this article sucks. Let's go over to Joe Blow. I think they might actually have the pictures up for them over here. At least they should. All right. So they do not. Wow, guys. Hey, if this was a better show, then I would have had all their pictures lined up. It's out there. So let's just stick with the Superman stuff first, and then we'll get on to the Lois Lane stuff. Yeah, that seems about right that they would be starting the casting process for this. We know that Nicholas Hoult was going to be up there. Let's just pull up this and see if we can get a better article up here, because this is terrible. All right. I have no problem with Corenswet, I believe this is his name. Did Google do another update? I hate Chrome do another update. Guys, this is terrible. So, show me their pictures at least, please. Jimmy Olsen is going to be in it. Again, you're not showing me pictures. Not happy with these articles, man. Sorry that the shows come to a grinding halt. There they are. Finally. So, there's our leading men. Nicholas Hoult, Corenswet, and then this guy over here. I don't even know who the heck this guy is. Brittney? What's his name? Tom Brittney. Let's just pull up and take a look at what he has been in. As I said, this is not the guy that they were touting last week. Is this guy on the Bold and Beautiful? Is it? Or whatever the heck it is. That soap opera. He's 32 years old. See, now that's over the threshold because they said they wanted a 20 something. I can see a Superman like he's like the straight on look looks like Superman-ish, right? Um, let's just take a look at his resume here as an actor. So no, this guy isn't from the soap opera one. This is a different guy that they've thrown in there. Let's take a look at some of his shots here from his photos. Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, not yeah. But the thing is that if you're gonna make him look sort of like Henry Cavill, and he's only 8 years younger than Henry Cavill, for God's sakes, why would you not be using Henry Cavill? Right? He's got the jawline for sure, so he's gonna be reading for Clark Kent and Superman, obviously. I could see that. I see that in there. This is a name that I wasn't really. Okay, we don't need to see that. A bunch of men with their shirts off. Anyway, but yeah, I could see that maybe he could be a Superman. I'd be on board for that. Nothing wrong with that. Corn Sweat. We looked at. Guys, I'm going to dismiss. I know that Nicholas Hoult, he's a great actor. He is. But I'm going to dismiss Nicholas Hoult because I think he would be better Superman, better Batman for the Brave and the Bold. I don't see, and plus he's again over his 30s, and that totally dismisses the calling that they wanted a 20-something Superman, right? So let's take a look at Corn Sweat. Yeah, so this is another contender that's going to come in and read, and people have already started to do mock-ups. Again, he's got the jawline for it. Very similar look compared. I'm going to pull up a side by side. Okay, there's Corn Sweat. Oh, that's Rise of the Beasts, James. Okay. So do you guys see the very similar Corn Sweat? And there's Brittany, Tom Brittany, Corn Sweat. Yeah, very Supermanish. See, now I think Corn Sweat looks a little bit more like the age that they would be going for, because I think Corn Sweat is actually in his 20s. So 29 years old. Yeah, so he's 29. He's actually 3 years younger than Brittany. Tom Brittany, I think he looks like he could also pull it off. Again, stop with the shirts off, guys. Anyway, if you're gonna go that age, it just undermines the mandate of a 20-something, right? And then if you're gonna do that anyway, just DH Henry Cavill. Oh, for crying out loud! Whatever. It's starting to get under my nerves a little bit. Our Glass Viking says Corn Sweat looks a bit like Tom Welling. Yeah, he's got the same this part of his face, right? Tom Welling was a little bit more stocky though, right? Corn Sweat looks a little bit more lean. Well, that'll be changed. The suit will augment his physique a little bit, but he if they're just doing it now, all of these actors will have time to lean up, to put on a little bit more mass. But again, I don't understand why. Like I do not see Nicholas Hoult as the next Superman, and I think it's going to be down between Corn Sweat and that Brittany guy. Let's just take a look for the soap opera guy, because we looked at him. People all ran with it all last week. Where was it? Yeah, that guy right there. Fandom Wire. Is that it? Child star Pearson Fodde. It's Henry Cavill's replacement. Let's take a look at him. This was the one like all last week that people were saying could be another contender, right? But maybe his acting resume isn't, because he was like what, in a 31 years old again. Again, it's only 9 years younger than. I'll stop complaining about Henry Cavill. It's just, um, yeah, this was the guy last week that everybody was saying that could be another possibility. Um, this guy also looks like it could be, but his name is not the one that's being touted around to come in and read for it. So yeah, looks like it's going to be down between, for me at least, I would say Corn Sweat or this guy. I haven't seen anything from this guy, so I can't tell you his acting abilities. Corn Sweat. My feelings tell me it's probably going to be him. Okay, so enough about Clark Kent and Superman. There was also going to be Emma Mackey, Rachel Brosnahan, and Phoebe Denever coming in to read for Lois Lane. So, yeah, so there's Rachel Brosnahan. Apparently, she had like a very good reading for Lois Lane before, and that's why they wanted to bring her in. And I think I think she looks awesome. Rachel Brosnahan and Phoebe Devanire. I don't know who this Phoebe Devanire is. Let's take a look at this. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. Phoebe Devanire. Let's take a look at what she's got on her resume as a possible Lois Lane. Okay, right off the bat, I look at her visage and I say no. But again, it's Amy Adams didn't look like it. But we've had our hands slapped before with Kate Bosworth as a Lois Lane, and that didn't work. I look at her and I'm like, I don't see her as a Lois Lane. But that's maybe could be my prejudice. Let's just take a look at her resume. Bridgerton. Okay. Okay, that's probably where she's getting a lot of her notoriety, right? From Bridgerton. Daphne Bassett. Duchess of Hastings. Color Room. Anything else that jumps off? Page at me. Village TV series. Waterloo Road. Nothing really other than Bridgerton. What else has she got coming up? Heart Murder, Threesome. Yeah, nothing there that jumps off the page for me. But she's going to be coming in to read for Lois Lane. Right there. Does she look like a Lois Lane? Again, for me, it's also, you got to look at it as, okay, they may look good, but it's also chemistry, right? When they read off, like, let's say they choose one. Okay, so let's say that she's Lois Lane. Does she look good compared to Corn Sweat? Like, that's something that George Lucas was really good at doing. Why is that? When he was doing his Star Wars prequels, is that he was casting the older Anakin when it was Hayden Christensen and stuff. Like, he wanted to have like Leonardo DiCaprio or Ryan Phillippe, but when they put them together with Natalie Portman, the chemistry just, like, we knew that DiCaprio didn't want to do it, but the other people that he did bring in, he was like, that was one of the mandates that he had. He wanted to see how well they worked with the other actor, and that's something that you got to look at for a Lois Lane and Clark Kent, because you got to have that chemistry working together. So do you see her with Corn Sweat? Her with maybe next to him, possibly. Yeah, the more I look at this picture of him, I'm thinking I like this Brittany guy. Yeah, I'm not seeing her. She doesn't look compared, but again, it's all about the reading. Rachel Arglass says looks like a real contender for Lois Lane. Yeah, Rachel Brosnahan, who did Marvelous Miss Maisel, right? I would really like to see her take on this role. But that's just because we heard that she had a good reading. And it seems like she would be able to tap into maybe that Margot Kidder kind of edge that Lois Lane had, right? I like the Amy Adams version, but we didn't get to see enough of her. And um, and you know how I felt about the so her again. Let's take a look at the pictures. Her with Corn Sweat. Her Corn Sweat. That looks like it could be a possibility. Again with Tom Brittany there. Tom Brittany, Rachel. Yeah, Tom Brittany and Rachel Brosnahan. I could see that. It's like she looks like Lois Lane there, right? And that's not even for this. Um, she she looks like she could be that hard edged reporter going out to get the story, um, you know. But then it also looks like she could have moments of like of a tenderness there, right? Like she's got a bit of range, and I'm just getting that from looking at pictures of her. I don't get that with that other actress, the Devonin or whatever it's called, her name, Phoebe Denever. I don't get that when I look at her pictures, but I just like she just she just jumps out at you for some reason. She's got that. I'm interested to see what she's doing. Oh yeah, like that. Wow. Um, yeah. So guys, what do you think about some of these castings? I kind of skipped over Emma Mackey. Emma Mackey, I think, um, again, I think is a possibility, but maybe a bit too well known. Yeah, I'm not seeing Emma Mackey there. Who was it that liked Emma Mackey? Or wasn't it Byford Hobbit that once said that he liked her for this? Forgot who it was. Yeah, I'm not seeing that one. She doesn't look like a Lois Lane. I'm not feeling that vibe. But again, as I said, it's really how she reads off with these other people, right? Uh, how it looks and stuff. So, guys, what do you think about some of those upcoming casting rumors and reading for next week? Who are you rooting for? I'm rooting for Corn Sweat. Actually, I'm kind of rooting for that Brittany guy. Now that I've seen him, Tom Brittany and Rachel Brosnahan are my picks for the new Lois Lane and Clark Kent. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Enough about that topic. We've been going on for like 20 minutes, but hey, it's a little bit raw. As I said, Crystal Word in the live chat says, hey, how's it going? Okay, let's go on and talk about Transformers Rise of the Beasts. That opens up today, guys. And did you go out and see it last night in the Thursday night previews? I wish I could have, but as I said before, I'm going to see it tomorrow. The popularity is going up. I don't care about the IMDb ratings. Yeah, during the 90s, a new faction of Transformers, the Maximals, joined the Autobots as allies in the Battle for Earth, directed by Stephen Kibble Jr., the guy who did Creed 2. I like the trailers for this. I hear good things about Pete Davidson in this. Is that one of the bad guys? Is that Scourge or whatever? I don't know. That's kind of a dark picture. I'm looking for RC. I like RC, and I'm glad that she's going to get some screen time in this one. Wheeljack. And then the two Maximals there. Optimus Primal. Really looking forward to seeing this pairing, Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal. Ron Perlman does Optimus Primal, which I think is great voice casting. Really looking forward to this. I can't wait to see it, man. I'm hyped. I really am, because I'm a big G1 fan. So it looks like, from what I've heard in the early reviews, that they do pay respects to the G1 Transformers. So that's good news. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying as of 11:20 a.m. on a Friday. 53% by the critics, 88% by the audience. Yeah, and then again, there's that disparity there. There's that separation between the critics and the audience. 88% by 500 plus by the audience goers. Again, it's summertime season. Critics are always tougher traditionally on the summertime blockbusters, but as I said, I'm wanting to hear just more people coming out of the theater saying that was just a fun popcorn movie. They had good nostalgia throwbacks to stuff. Let's see what some of the snapshot reviews are saying as updated stuff here from ABC News, who didn't like it. Wait a hot minute here. Can a new Transformers movie actually be bearable? Well, you obviously didn't see Bumblebee. So with that opening statement, I don't give a damn what the rest of your statement is. We'll move on. New York Post says, a predictable return to a rock'em sock'em stupidity with nothing to add except Michelle Yeoh as a talking aluminum falcon. Again, see, now this is this reeks of journalism degree. You've heard me rant about this over and over again, because this is the part of the side that there's the separation. This is a good testament of the separation of the critics and the fans, because you would not hear a Stuckman or a Jeremy Johns say something like this, talking about Michelle Yeoh. To bring up that name is because she just won Best Actress last year. So out of respect for her, we're going to bring her up and show that we've got clout, that we know what we're talking about. No, the casual people don't care about that. This is a guy with a journalism degree that doesn't really care about movies, but has to write about movies because he wants to progress in his journalism career. James, do you know that for sure? But no, but that's what it reeks of, right? That's what that kind of a comment reeks of. He's not really a movie fan. He's just writing about it because he's got a journalism degree. And I recognize that. I see that, and I dismiss it. Like, I don't care about these old men, not movie fans. Just because you got a journalism degree doesn't mean that you should be entitled to write about movies that... Stop it. That's what I think. Because people care more about people like us, the pundits that get on YouTube, and because you can tell that we are actual movie fans. So when you see my straight out of the theater reactions for things, you know that I have got this big expensive resume about stuff. I know how to look at story structure. I know how to do all these things. Instead of just saying, well, we got to look at word counts. We got to look at the fluff, puffery pieces. We got to look at the explanations of what the Transformers are in our articles and stuff like that, in our columns. And it's like, I'll give it a damn about all that stuff. I'm just going to tell you if the movie's good or not, what you should be looking for, if there's post-credit scenes and stuff like that. I give it to you guys straight, not like this. Anyway, I'm sorry about my little rant there. It gets under my skin. It does. Let's take a look at for a good one here. Okay, so Rise of the Beast is the best Transformers movie yet. Wow, that's bold. It has all the popcorn flavored action, good laughs, and best needle drops. Ooh, needle drops. Now that's valuable information that serves us as movie fans, because needle drops means that it's going to have like good use of the soundtrack. And if it's from the 90s, ooh man, imagine if we get some grunge in there, some Alice in Chains maybe. I don't know, I haven't looked at the soundtrack. I can't wait. Some Pearl Jam. Oh yeah, if they got good needle drops like that, I'll be on board for that. That sounds like, and exactly as I said, that's what I want to hear. People coming out saying that it's a good popcorn flick, not appealing to actresses like Michelle Yeoh. Just a really fun action flick. Well, that's nice and precise. Let's go over and take a look at some more good ones here from the bigger page. Anybody that jumps off the page, let me see if there's anybody name-wise. Boston Herald, again, appealing to people's actors' names and stuff. Grace Randolph beyond the trailer. Let's take a look at what she said. I know that she's the punching bag for a lot of other movie pundits out there. I still listen to what she says. For families and fans only. Since Bay's departure, Transformers has become a franchise smaller in scope, which is fine. But this isn't really a summer movie either. Huh. Fascinating. Ramos and Fishback are excellent, while Capel Jr. handles his first BFF big VFX movie nicely. Okay, so yeah, now you can tell that at least she's somebody who's online all the time, talking in front of the camera, giving you the precise information that you may not, that you may be looking for, like the visual effects. Does it appeal to that? She acknowledges the Bayformer stuff, so she's showing knowledge of previous franchise installments, and I appreciate that. Um, Pablo Vasquez says Stephen Caple Jr. is fine and reliable craftsman who knows how to deal the action and adventure in a way that keeps us from looking at our mobile screens. Yeah, this is going to be partially too. Transformers Rise of the Beast is going to be one of those movies too, where it's going to be kind of like you're going to get the people in there with their cell phones on looking at it, not really caring, but that's fine. You kind of expect that. This is not going to be like one of those Oscar bait. Like it's not going to be like Oppenheimer where people are just going to be locked into the screen, right? Chris Schobert in the live chat says, I went and saw Transformers Rise of the Beast last night, and I would have to give it a 7.8 out of 10. Cool, man. I'm excited. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Around this time tomorrow, I'll be going out to see it. So that's when I'll be checking in now. Chris Schobert says there is a post credit scene at the end of the Transformers Rise of the Beast. You're gonna have to wait and stay for the post credit scene. Okay, cool. See, thumbs up. That's what I want to hear too. That's cool because I hope it does well at the box office. I really do, because I do want to see more. Now that Michael Bay has his hands off of it. The soundtrack is a hip hop soundtrack. Oh, I was not into hip hop. Yeah, bummer. I was hoping for more of a like that grunge kind of. Oh well, it happens. It happens. It's bound to happen. So what I want to do is take a look at the budget for Transformers Rise of the Beast and try to maybe look at some prognostications as to where it's going to land at the weekend's box office. I'm going to pull up last week's charts, and we'll see. It's because it's going to have some stiff competition with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. We looked at this on Monday. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse came in the #1 spot last week with 120 million, and it's still going strong, guys. As I said, I look at the daily totals, and it's still pumping really good. So I would say that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is probably going to drop 50%. So maybe it'll still be like 160. Sorry, not 160. It'll be 60 million for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Can Transformers Rise of the Beasts make more than 60 million in its opening weekend? Well, with the buzz that it's getting, with people liking it, it's possible. With the 87% by the fans. The thing is that it's PG-13. PG-13. Again, we're at that 2-hour mark, guys. Hollywood's got to stop with these 2-hour movies, man. Longer doesn't mean better. Longer means more money. It means cost. It means it costs more to produce, and you shouldn't be doing that because you get inflated budgets like 200 million, and it's a roll of the dice. It's a crapshoot. I don't get why studios are doing this. 200 million with a 2-hour film can't run as many showings as a 90-minute movie. So will it make more than 60 million to come in the #1 spot? I hope so. And I hope we get a lot more reviews coming out where it's positive, thumbs up, just a good popcorn flick, fun, nostalgic times, good needle drops helps a lot too. I will not be shocked if we're sitting here on Monday morning with you guys here on the show, Mirror Domains, and Spider-Man still holds on to #1. I won't be shocked. It won't be good for Transformers, but everything will get shifted down because Transformers will be #1 or 2. Little Mermaid will drop to #3. Boogeyman will be Actually, I don't even know if Boogeyman will be #4. I think Guardians will be maybe #4, and then Boogeyman. Fast 10 is going to drop out. it's yeah, we looked at those numbers. I was going to publish a separate video about the fall and crash of Fast 10. It's not good for Fast 10. Fast 10 is just to beat a dead horse here, guys. It's completely stalled at 617. I thought it would be inching towards the 900 million mark. It's going to cap out like around 700 million, and that's not good for Fast 10 because it was like a 350 plus $1 million budget. One of the most, it is like, if not the most expensive film of all time to produce. Studios, I don't know how the heck they're going to make any, like, how is that a success? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. Transformers, hopefully it comes in number one, because then next week we got The Flash coming out, and it's going to hit that wall. It's going to get very crowded up there in the box office, because we got Transformers this week. Next week is Flash, and then after that is Indiana Jones 5. So, hey, we're full blown into the summer movie season. Talking about beating a dead horse, let's talk about Indiana Jones 5 and the Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny to ring up around 60 million. Oh, God, Jesus. Only 60 million is tracking for 60 million. Here's why. Early box office outlook. Well, the trailers haven't done it justice. They haven't sold it yet. Like, I was intrigued to see what the trailers were going to show us, but it's not a trailer that I went back to revisit. It didn't get me really all that hyped. In fact, I've kind of lost interest in it a little bit. And I think I'm not the only one saying that. The budget, again, with these inflated budgets, guys. What is going on here? Indiana Jones 5 is apparently 294 million budget. That's like shocking. It's getting to the point where you're saying that these inflated budgets, like with Fast 10, Indiana Jones, Transformers, it's irresponsible. It's very irresponsible by the studios to be pumping out these movies with these budgets. You hear even for things like Killers of the Flower Moon, that's going to be on Apple TV Plus, is $200 million. No, you got to stop this, studios. You have to stop this. I plead with you. Stop with these budgets. And if you can't make it for that amount of money, then don't make it. Rewrite the script, tool it. Because what you're doing is you're putting in a bunch of scenes with visual effects that look like visual effects, like a car driving down a dam. Indiana Jones riding through a parade of people with Harrison Ford's CGI face on a stunt actor. We don't need to see that. Retool the script. Change the story. Because if you don't have that emotional backbone to a story, and you're just filling it with fluff and visual effects, people are going to see right through that. And when you've rolled the dice with a budget of 294, for God's sakes, yes, it screams very irresponsible. And when you get opening tracking numbers for 60 million plus, you are not in a position to make that money back. And I think that so many studios this year are going to be facing this kind of a strong reprimand by the audience, because we talk to the studios by showing that we're not going to show up to these movies because of the quality. The quality's also gone down because, again, they're just berating us with these CGI schlock fests that don't add to the story, don't have that emotional backbone that appeal to it, things like that make you go, oh, that story, you got to check it out for this story. They want to try to wow you with the visual effects and say, you got to check it out because of the visual effects, right? But James Cameron does it, James, with Avatar. Yes, but I know that people don't like me saying this, but Avatar at least still has that compelling story that people are intrigued with, right? Cameron knows how to pull at those heartstrings and highlight the emotional backbones of the stories. Cameron's been a master at that throughout his entire career. Mangold, He did it with Logan, and I'm hoping that he can do it with Dial of Destiny. I really do. 60 million has got to be disappointing as opening tracking for Indiana Jones. And Transformers: Rise of the Beast this weekend apparently is on the same kind of course, right? Let's see if there's a tomato meter yet for this, because it did have some early screenings. Indiana Jones. It wasn't. Oh yeah, 54%, guys. It debuted at Cannes, right? And it was like it started off like around the 30s, and it's slowly starting to climb. Again, I hope this is a movie just like the Transformers movie that we just talked about, where people come out of the audience saying that coming out of the theater, the audience is just like, yes, it was a nice, fun popcorn flick. It was cool to see Harrison Ford back in this. It didn't look like they were on sets like Crystal Skull, and it was a nice, great send-off for this character. Go see this movie. That's what I want to hear coming out of this. And hopefully there'll be good enough word of mouth just like that so that it would get more than a $60 million opening. My God. Because the studio is very aware that Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was not very well received. If that was going to be the final Indiana Jones film, they realized that it was going to be kind of like ooh, guys, maybe we shouldn't even have done this one. Let's not do that again. And they really wanted to make Dial of Destiny work. So I'm hoping that best case scenario, if it's going to be $60 million, guys, best case scenario is that, okay, it underperformed at the box office, but the people that went out and saw it at least say that they really enjoyed it, that it's got some staying power, and will have like a cult lasting, that the majority, the consensus of people will be saying that Dial of Destiny was a solid ending for Indiana Jones' character. Yeah, that's what you want to hear people say. It's a bummer that it didn't do well at the box office. We've seen films that haven't done well at the box office, but have gone on to that kind of notoriety, right? And that's, I guess, you don't want that to be your saving grace when your budget is, God, for irresponsible executives. Irresponsible. That's what I'm going to tag them as for budgets like this. Hollywood's got to stop with this. It's ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. And yes, you can deliver a good Star Wars film for $100 million. You can. Stop with the tent cities. With the trailer cities that they set up, they block off huge blocks of cities and then set up these big tent cities for these actors to come in and, get pampered in their own trailers with a huge staff of like makeup artists and vocal coaches and stuff. Don't use those people that require that. Guys, there's lots of actors out there, good actors, that would just love to have a chance of maybe even sharing one trailer with like a team of actors where there's ways around this. Build up those smaller actors. I'm ranting now, but again, it's just you see the problem, right? You see the problem with these budgets and stuff. It's a bummer, and I'm rooting for Indiana Jones. I am. Chris Silver says I heard that we talked about Twister. Do you think they'll make a Little Mermaid sequel after 2023? No. Again, the Little Mermaid had the budget of like 200 plus, and it's not going to make 500 million at the box office to try to be profitable. I don't even know if Little Mermaid's going to break even. As much as I like that film, I really did. Little Mermaid 343, so it's still got to make 150. It's opening this weekend in Japan. If it adds another 100 million from the Japanese market, maybe it'll break even. I heard that they might be doing the Thing 2 sequel John Carpenter announced. Yeah, John Carpenter didn't announce it. He just said it would be nice to go back to that and revisit it. I hope, John Carpenter's been off from directing stuff. He's semi-retired. He's not officially retired, but if he came back and did something like that, That would be cool to see. John Carpenter, again, okay, John Carpenter is a really good example of somebody in the industry that understood budgets. He understood that, okay, I'm writing this, I'm directing this, um, I'm going to write the soundtrack for this so that we can keep, everything contained to a smaller budget. He worked with familiar actors, just like Cameron, just like Christopher Nolan does. And he just, made these productions. You saw that it was evident with things like The Thing, uh, and his other productions like Escape from New York and stuff. He brought in the same kind of crew around him, very cognizant of that budget so that it would not get too high, and working in with those constraints. John Carpenter, I would love to see him come off the bench and put something else out there before he decides to really hang it up. I would think John Carpenter would be cool if the two guys aren't coming back from Scream 6, the guys who did Scream 6, 5, and 6. Wouldn't it be awesome if John Carpenter did Scream 7? Like, that would be fantastic, right? Anyway, let's continue on with some more movie news headlines. What the heck is Ryan Reynolds up to with Kenneth Branagh? Ryan Reynolds and Kenneth Branagh to star in Skydance ample feature Mayday. An action and adventure feature hails from filmmakers Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly. Well, two established, well-known actors. Good actors. I do like Ryan Reynolds quite a bit. And actually, to tell you the truth, I kind of idolize Ryan Reynolds with the way that he's handled his career and his business ventures. I like Kenneth Branagh, the way that he too also has handled his career, with starting off with his Shakespeare background, building that up, and now doing the Perot films. Just all around great talents. And so they're going to be in a thriller for Apple Original Films. Okay, so do we got a synopsis for this? But the log line is being kept under lock and key, so it's just being described as an action adventure. It's going to be produced by Skydance. The project is part of this, blah, 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 this. Not a whole lot more other than Ryan Reynolds and Kenneth Branagh attached to something called Mayday. Maybe something to do with either a ship or a plane going down somewhere. Good talent. I have to keep my eye out for this one. For sure. All right. Jennifer Lawrence is somebody else who I idolize. Jennifer Lawrence clarifies Khan's flip-flop ensemble. I was not making a political statement. What the heck is that? God, she's somebody who just, an image of her is just like, I want to see what she's doing. She just mesmerizes me. Jennifer Lawrence broke the internet during Cannes when she was photographed walking down the steps outside in black flip-flops in a Christian Dior gown. Oh, guys, so it was a fashion faux pas. I don't care about that. We've seen Jennifer Lawrence walking up on stage to get awards and stuff like that, and she trips and falls. I like Jennifer Lawrence. She's my second favorite actress of all time right now. I'll watch her in anything, and I can't wait to see her new movie coming out where she tries to seduce some guy that doesn't want to be seduced. I was not making a political statement. Not that I wouldn't quote she said. I had no idea until it came out that there was a whole controversy with people wearing flats or walking down the red carpet barefoot. I had no clue. My shoes were a size too big. I don't really care about fashion faux pas. Again, Jennifer Lawrence is one of those people where you put almost anything on her and she's going to look fantastic. I'm not somebody who's a feet guy, so I wouldn't be looking down at her feet anyway. I'd be more like looking around this part, whatever. I'm not somebody who looks, flip-flops. That's for, let's get on the internet and start attacking her. Nah, that's not my bag. Secret Invasion is a new MCU series coming up on Disney Plus with Samuel L. Jackson and Emilia Clarke. Secret Invasion Marvel gives you access to 5-minute preview of the upcoming series. So that's on Disney Plus now. The first 5 minutes is highly anticipated. Now I don't care about that. You must go to the website and enter the password Marvel has provided. Okay. Well, I don't need the first 5 minutes, guys. We are going to be doing full live watch-alongs for this. Because I do like Samuel L. Jackson. I do like Emilia Clarke. I'm curious to see how this will feed into things, augment the MCU universe. And I also want to see, Samuel L. Jackson kind of take the forefront here. Again, he's just what a class act of an actor, broad range. He commands the screen better than most people out there too. When he's on the screen, he's just somebody that you want to look at and be like, what's he doing? My God. Oh, wow. Kind of thing. Don Cheadle's going to be in this. Colby Summers. It has to deal with the Skrulls. We will be doing full live watch-alongs for this when it comes out. Hopefully it doesn't drop all at once. June 21st. That's just around the corner. That is just around the corner, guys. June 21st is not next Wednesday. 2 Wednesdays from now. So 2 Wednesdays from now, on Wednesday mornings, we will be doing Secret Invasion watch along. So I don't know, they got run times in here. It really depends. If it's only half an hour episodes, then we'll still have time to do something else in the mornings. But if not, then we'll dedicate the full hour to Secret Invasions. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, this one I am starting to get a little hype. But has anybody there in the live chat checked out the first 5 minutes that you got to go to the website? Maybe it's for like US people only or something. I do have Disney Plus. Let me pull up my Disney Plus and see what if I have access to it. You said I have to enter a password. I don't know about that. So maybe when I pull it up here, I'm going to have to enter a password. See what it says. Secret Invasion. Okay. Okay, so it's just giving me a trailer here. I guess I have to go to the Marvel website, right? Whoops. Go to the Marvel website and enter the password. Should be some instructions here. Oh, you got to go to the Google site. Okay. Or a Twitter site. Enter password, access granted. Okay, well, that's the first 5 minutes. If you are really, really hyped for Secret Invasion, then that's what you'll be wanting to do. So just to let you know about that, let that go on. Okay, guys, we've got about 10 minutes left, and we got one more story? Yeah, we got one more story here. Twisted Metal clip, Anthony Mackie, talking about MCU, versus Sweet Tooth. Yeah, I saw this clip. Sweet Tooth, if you haven't played the video game Twisted Metal, he was one of the big characters that everybody played with, because he was like he drove an ice cream truck. That it was like Twisted Metal was like a game where it was like a demolition derby in this, but set in like a cityscape, right? So you had characters like Sweet Tooth there driving like an ice cream truck that would ram into you, blow your vehicle up and stuff like that. Now the series will star Anthony Mackie, and it's kind of like him on a run from city to city, trying to deliver a package or something like that, or on some kind of a mission. Sweet Tooth is going to be played by an actor who's not going to be doing the voice. The guy who did the Lego Batman voice is going to be doing Sweet Tooth's voice. But Anthony Mackie, Falcon from the MCU, the clip that they released was just them fighting in like a slot machine kind of place. The streaming service is going to be on Peacock, July 27th. I don't have Peacock here. I don't know if we can even get Peacock in Canada. But I'll be able to find it through other means, maybe. I don't know if we will be doing full live watch-alongs for that one. We will be for Secret Invasion, but perhaps not for Twisted Metal. I'll find it. I'll do my reviews for it when we do. How do you think Samuel L. Jackson is in Secret Invasion's TV series for 2023? He's getting up there in age through. He could. Well, it's all in the can, Chris Schober. Secret Invasion's all shot. It's done. I don't know if there's going to be 2 seasons or no, or though. I think it's just going to be like one of those things, like Captain America, or Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think it's going to be just like that. It's going to be a one-off series. That's the way I think it's going to be. All right, let me just refresh my subscription feeds and see if any new trailers have dropped. And see, there's a trailer for Confidential Informant with Mel Gibson. No, those trailers aren't worth watching. Okay, so then we go over to the old Twitterverse. We got 8 minutes or so. And it's Friday. There's really not much more to talk about. Actually, I probably should cut out some of those stories, because some of those rants that I went on there could be interesting for some people to listen about, especially when it comes to the budget. I feel like that's very topical. Some people could relate to. And I thought my observations about it were somewhat astute. Kieran Culkin crashes Brian Cox and Emily Blunt's actors on actors photo shoot. Oh yeah, Emily Blunt and Brian Cox were doing one of those actors on actors things that's for Variety. I want to see that one, because I do like Emily Blunt. Claire Danes and Kieran Culkin were going to be together. I like Claire Danes quite a bit. I do. She's an actress that if I ever started making films, I would like to work with her. She got great talent. I liked her ever since Romeo and Juliet. Stardust. She was awesome at Stardust, right? I even liked her in Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines. Opening weekend projections by Quorum. Barbie is set for 45 to 55 million. Okay, I think they'll be happy with that. Oppenheimer, 30 to 35 million. Now, Oppenheimer is going to have a few obstacles ahead of it, because Oppenheimer is rated R. It's 3 hours long. Unfortunately, Oppenheimer is going to be having that budgetary problems. But it's going to be saved by it's the Oscar potential, right? Actually, Oppenheimer. See, again, Nolan knows how to handle the budget. He made Oppenheimer an IMAX film, 3 hours, $100 million. Why can't other people do this? Why can't you make an Indiana Jones film for $100 million? You can. You should be able to. So that when you do have a lower opening weekend numbers, it's not that big of a deal. Because as long as it's in the summertime, you got some staying power. If like Rise of the Beasts, if Little Mermaid live action was $100 million, they would be like, yay, we're in the clear now. We're making money. Studios got to dial it back. They do. What the heck's going on here? Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm not going to try to butcher that role. That name, I mean. Says her dream role is Rapunzel. So, a Tangled live action movie? I wouldn't doubt it if we get a Tangled update. We watched Tangled here as a Grumpy Man Reacts. I didn't hate it. I think we had fun with it. Jennifer Coolidge. The Crowded Room. Yeah, we talked about that the other day, right? This is the series on Apple where Tom Holland he produced it. He got burnt out because of the performance and just going to those dark places. It just burned him out, man. So he's going to take a year off from acting. In honor of Natalie Portman's birthday, what was your favorite performance from her acting career? Wow, guys. It's her birthday. What was your favorite Natalie Portman? Obviously, we liked her in the prequels as Padme, but you got to go with Black Swan, right? Her in Black Swan. She won the Academy Award for that. Yeah. Got to go for that. And happy birthday. I never saw that, what was it, Lux Eterna movie. Was it Lux Eterna, or is that a Metallica song? She was like a singer or something like that. I didn't see that one. I wanted to. Maybe it came out on Peacock. 5 Years Hereditary came out. Ari Aster, Priyanka Chopra, and Zendaya at Bulgari Hotel Roma opening. Okay. Margot Robbie, Issa Rae, Kate McKinnon, and America Ferrera promoting Barbie. Yeah, they're all Barbies, right? In that, because you know how we saw in the trailer that there's different Barbies, like there's different Kens. They're all different Barbies. I do like Kate McKinnon, by the way, a lot. I want to see her do more. She's one of the SNL people that when she goes off and starts doing more serious roles, she's going to be fantastic. But because she's got that comedy background, producers and hiring casting agents are like, but she's comedy. We got to use her as comedy, guys. We got to use her as no. Let her explore acting, right? Because she can do more. She can do lots. And that shouldn't come as a surprise. That shouldn't come as a surprise that people that started in comedy have range. We've seen it countless times with Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, because they're good at emoting. They go over the top with their emotions. And when you do that, you got to be able to sell. You got to be able to sell those big over the top emotions. So it stands to reason when they're doing that and they're good at it, that they should be able to do smaller, more subtle emoting to grab you and hook you in. And Kate McKinnon's got that. She does. I want to see more from her on a more serious side. Mason Gooding, Cancun. Okay. Oh yeah, he was in Scream, right? He's somehow survived getting stabbed like 4 times or something. My God, his character. His character should be dead. With Luke Evans to star in Cancun. About spring break in Cancun or something. I don't know. Emily Blunt. Oh my God, Jesus. Look at that. I think I might have to save that for the old archives. I do like a good black and white photo to do my sketching. I'm going to have to put the old heart on that one. Emily Blunt. Yeah. Yo, I like that one. That one's a good one. Lots of different gradings in the, because it's good for shading practices if you draw. Bizarre. Halle Bailey. All right, guys. I think that's pretty much where. Oh, okay. There's the Emma Mackey, Rachel Brosnahan, and Phoebe Denever will be screen testing for Lois Lane this week. All right. And as I said, my pick is Rachel Brosnahan, and my pick is between Corn Sweat and Brittany. And that's a good way to end us off there today, guys. I know that there was a trailer for The Witcher, but I don't watch The Witcher. So if you do, Witcher Season 3 trailer with Henry Cavill is out there. The final season with Henry Cavill. But we can end off there because that brings us full circle, talking about the castings for Superman and Lois Lane. Guys, that's the week that has been in the realm of movie and entertainment news. Go out and see the Transformers. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I'll let you know what I thought about it tomorrow. We'll be doing our straight out of the theater reaction, and then actually I might be going to Toronto on Sunday, so we'll get online in the afternoon, and I'll post my spoiler-free review. And we'll go from there. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Monday for more Mirror Domains movie news.